Hi Year 4, Miss Martin here. I hope you're all doing really well, staying safe at home, because we all miss you so much at St. Joseph, especially me and Miss Ryan. In this video, we'll be doing another maths one, focusing on our tenths and hundredths, and I've decided to make this into a bit of a recap of everything that you basically need to know to make sure you really understand your tenths and hundredths. So our LO is to recognise the term tenths and hundredths, and to be successful, we are going to show tenths on a number line, show hundredths on a number line, recognize tenths and hundredths through images, and use a place value chart to recognize tenths and hundredths. So, last week you were introduced to our new place value chart. So it looks a bit different to our old one that we should know of, but instead there is a decimal point after our ones, and then we were introduced to our new columns, our tenths and our hundredths. I want you to ignore thousands because you're not focusing on that one. So, tenths and our hundredths. So your task, just a little recap. Can you tell me which place value the number that is underlined is in? So look at your place value chart and think about where it would be. So you can pause the video because I'm going to go through the answers in a moment. Okay, so number one, 856.02. So I can see my decimal point is here and the 6 is just before the decimal point, so it means it's a ones. I'm just going to put a 0 for ones. Number two, the number is 1508.04. The 4 is underlined, so I can see my decimal point is here. The 0 will be my tenths, and the 4 must be my hundredths. So I'm going to put a lowercase h for hundredths. And then, I don't know why that's circled. Number 3, my number is 1.15, and I can see my 1 is underlined, but that's after my decimal point, so it must be in the tenths column. And I'm going to put a lowercase t for tenths, like that. So if you did find that a little bit difficult, I would recommend just practicing writing a random number and think which column is each number in, but not just your thousands, hundredths, tens, and ones. Now really focus on these new columns we've been introduced to, okay? They're the ones that you need to now understand, because we understand these columns. Now really focus on your new columns. So we're going to first of all focus on our tenths column. So our tenths is when you split one whole, look at the example here, you split one whole into 10 equal parts. I can see one of my parts is shaded in, so my fraction is 1/10. Now last week we looked at fractions as decimals, so can you tell me what is 1/10 as a decimal? Let's have a go. Really think back. Even use the number line here to help you. It's a bit of a cheat, but you need to know what 1/10 is as a decimal. So the answer is 0, because my whole has been split into 10 parts, so I no longer have a whole. 0, decimal point, and then I have 1/10, because I have one part. Okay, now we're going to use our number line to help us. So I've told you before, decimals and fractions do basically work together. So if you know what 1/10 is, you'll know that it's 0.1. So now go through this number line, have a go at working out what the missing numbers are, okay? Use your fractions to help you, use your decimals to help you, but you need to know what the answers are basically. So you can pause the screen for a minute because I'm going to go through the answers now. Okay, so I've got my 0.1, 0 is before that, after 0.1 is 0.2, then 0.3, after 0.3 would be 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, and then 0.7, 0.8, 0.9. What do you think would be underneath here? This can be a little bit tricky. 1.0, so I now have got my whole. So a whole would be just a 1, and if you need to put a decimal point, you can just put a 0.0 after that. And then to my fractions, I've got 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, 8/10, and 9/10. Okay. And then I've got a few little tasks for you to do. Again, you can pause the screen if you like, so you can go through the questions, and then we'll I'm going to go through the answers now. So don't cheat, no cheating. I want you to try your best to, first of all, write these fractions as decimals, and then on some paper you can draw your tenth, or if you want, you can just like in your head imagine how many you would shade in. But here, shade in the amount you would need for these decimals. So you're now using your knowledge of fractions to work out decimals, using knowledge of decimals to work out fractions. So the first one, 4 tenths, I haven't got a hole, so I need to put 0. Straight away I know I haven't got any holes here, so I put a 0. But I have got 1, 2, 3, 4 parts, so 0.4. Again, there are no holes, so I put a 0. And then there are 9 parts left over, or 9 parts shaded in, so 0.9. Again, there are no holes, so it's 0. And then there are 7 shaded in, so 0.7. Let's do this in a different color. So draw the following decimals as fractions. Here there are no holes. I haven't got any ones in my ones column, so I know I wouldn't shade in all of them, but I have got 3 tenths, so I would shade in 1, 2, 3. And then for this one, again, there are no holes in this one, but there are 8 tenths, so it means I would shade in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Excuse my shading. And then my final one. Oh, look, there are some holes. And a hole means the whole thing needs to be shaded in. And there are no temps, so it means, I'm going to do a big squiggle, the whole thing needs to be shaded in. Okay, so that's what a hole would look like, the whole shape. Okay, then moving on to hundredths. So a hundredths are when you split one whole into 100 tiny, tiny little parts. And here I've shaded in 1, which shows my fraction is 1 out of 100. Now have a think, what would 100th look like as a decimal? We know that 1 tenth is 0.1. So what would 100th look like? It would be 0.01. Because in my hundredths, I haven't got any ones, I haven't got any tenths just yet, but I have got 100th. So be very careful there. I did notice some of the work that was sent to me. Some children are still putting your 100th, writing your 100th like this. Your 100th would look like this. Very important. Okay, now again we're going to fill in the blanks on this number line. As you can see, this number line hasn't got each individual interval. So it does go from 0 to 0.10. However, in between each of these, like it says here, right in the middle of this would be 0.05, just like 0.01 would be right at the start here. So sometimes it's easier not to draw or not to write in each individual interval, but just the tenths of them. So here I've got 0.10, so after that would be 0.20, 0.30, 0.40, 0.40, 0.50, 0.60, 0.70, 0.80, 0.90, and what would my look like? Exactly 1.00. And then with my fractions, I've got 0, 10 hundredths, 20 hundredths, 30 hundredths, 40 hundredths, 50 hundredths, and 60 hundredths. That can be quite confusing, but just remember your hundredths are basically your tenths, but cut in half, just a bit smaller than your tenths. Now, again, I want you to do another task for me. You can pause the screen again so you can work out these answers. So I want you to work out what this fraction, here's a picture to help you, what this fraction would look like as a decimal. And then over here, you haven't got to draw out 100 little boxes. You haven't got time to do that, I know. So you can just use my picture, and then with your head, you would know how many you would colour in, or you can just count along and place your finger. So have a go at working out those answers. Okay, so task 1, what are these fractions as decimals? So this one. So I've got 7 hundredths. How many hundredths do I have? 7. So I would put 0.07 because I haven't got any ones, I haven't got any tenths, but I do have 100, so it's 0.07. Now, 27 hundredths, some children did find this a little bit tricky because I think they were putting 0.027. However, it's not, it's just 0.27 because my 27 is partitioned into 20 and 7. So here is my 20. Let me actually write that for you. Here's my 20. And here is my 7. So it's 0.27. Now, knowing that, what would this fraction become? Let's see if you can use your knowledge from this question now. So it would be 0.20. So it's not quite 0.02. That would mean it's only 2. So like 7 is a 1-digit number. So that would be my hundredths column. But if as soon as I have a 2-digit number, it moves forward into my tenths column, and then my hundredth has the 7. Okay. And what, that doesn't make sense, what are the following fractions as decimals? So 34 over 100, it means I would shade in, how many boxes? I would shade in 34. Now, a quicker way of doing that is each row, you should know, has got 10 boxes. So I would say 10, 20, 30. So I would have shaded in all of these here. And then there are 4 left over. It's 30 plus 4. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is what 34 over 100 would look like. And next one, 5 hundredths would be 5 shaded in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. And finally, 86 out of over 100 would be 10. So this whole line, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, and 86. So now I wouldn't expect you to count each one individually. You know, your 10 times tables to be a bit quicker. So I hope this video has helped you understand tenths and hundredths a little bit more, because next week we'll be moving on with our decimals. So just try your best when it comes to this. I know it's very tricky, especially as me, Miss Ryan, not there to help you. But as long as you're trying your best, that's all that matters. So I will see you soon with another maths video. Have a lovely week. Bye.